For 7 hours, representatives and lawyers for the shipyard, labor board, and steelworkers waited inside and outside the court building for the hearing to begin. When it finally did, the judge who forced the delay by arriving late, H. Emery Widener of Abington, turned out to be the most inquisitive. He drilled shipyard attorney Andrew Kramer and NLRB counsel Standell Weinbrecht with questions about the vote count in the disputed election, apparently trying to discover if there had been any tampering with the ballots. Weinbrecht was able to speak about nothing else in his allotted time. Kramer did manage to dwell on the company's charge that a steelworker observer had illegally moved a ballot box from a cold polling booth to a warm one. Judge John Butzner seemed to belittle that argument, but since few of the shipyard's other charges about election misconduct were heard today, it wasn't clear whether the court believed any of them important enough to warrant a call for a new election. Afterwards, company lawyer Kramer had nothing to say to the press. NLRB attorney Weinbrecht offered little more. Any conclusions about how the questioning went today? There was a lot of questions about voter challenges.
What do you mean, any conclusion? The court was very concerned with the legitimate issue in the case.
Were you upset that you weren't able to discuss any other issues?
No, not particularly. They're adequately presented in the board's briefs.
Are you optimistic you're going to win this thing?
I have long since quit drawing conclusions about such things.
So after weeks of waiting, the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals has left us with little indication as to how it will rule and when it will rule. The judge's questioning of the shipyard lawyer was tough, but whether that means they are sympathetic with the steelworkers is, like everything else in this case, impossible at this point to tell. Joel Rubin, Area 10 Eyewitness News, Richmond.